Those Beautiful Dames is a 1934 Warner Brothers cartoon. This was directed by Freleng and written by Tom Armstrong, and voices are provided by Bernard B. Brown, the Rhythmettes, and the Varsity Three. And in general, I think I liked this, but I don't like the color palette. I did watch the colored version, and it's either very red or very green, depending on which part of it you're looking at. It starts off very red and white with a bit of green, and then it becomes more green and white with a bit of red. And I don't love that. There are basically no other colours in it, and I find it kind of not garish as such. That's maybe too strong a word, but visually I didn't like that part of it. I liked the design of the characters, I liked the design of the girl, who I'll talk about in a moment, and all of the toys. I think they looked great, but the colours are really unpleasant to look at. And it's a shame because it's otherwise a really fun narrative. This little girl, this poor girl who's clearly living in poverty, looks in this shop window and then goes home and is freezing cold in her house. We see she has nothing to eat. She goes to sleep, and these toys, who I assume have followed her back from the shop, it's not entirely clear, but I get the impression they've followed her back from the shop window. They enter her home and they make her feel like a queen, and bring about merriment and have a lot of fun and games and dancing, and it's a great party. And the narrative is, as I said, really delightful to see these toys coming to life. Now, what I really think has happened is that she's fallen asleep and this is her dream. So we don't need an explanation as to how the toys got there. But as a writer, I'm seeing that as a tiny plot hole. But even if it is her dream, it's a nice, warm, happy place to be, and the design of the toys is really great. There are a lot of very kind of iconic toy designs, and some that are maybe lesser known, at least to me, toys that I think were a bit peculiar, but it's very fun. There are a lot of things to look at, a lot of different toys to look at, a lot of fun characters. It's very engaging and visually, well, I was going to say visually very entertaining. The design is entertaining. One of my favourite bits is when we have this long dining room table, and the girl is walking behind all of the chairs with a big smile on her face, looking at the toys, and just the way that was done is so smooth. The transition is beautiful. That part of it I really enjoyed. So the animation, minus the colour palette, is stunning. But unfortunately, it is visually just a little bit not very pleasant to look at. I'm not sure if there's a black and white version. I imagine there will be, and I kind of wish I'd seen it if there was. But never mind. It's still something that I really enjoyed. If you're a fan of Warner Brothers, it's definitely worth checking out. Generally, very beautifully animated. The design of the toys I love. The design of the girl I think looks great. The pacing is great. It's really good fun, and generally speaking, something that I was very pleased with.